All right, and good evening to you, River West denizens, such as it were. This is River West Radio. It is just after the 8 o'clock hour here on the 15th of April, 2012. I am T.W. Hansen, and this is your Sunday night radio drama hour. As it were, I've been meaning to write something every week since this started 4 weeks ago, and I have yet to write anything. But we're going to do radio drama anyway. I am just going to make it up.
As you go
Spider Mike,
along.
as I go along.
That's right. That's the way you got to do it.
Yep.
And this is tax day for you folks that do pay taxes. I'm still running under the radar.
All right. Well. Oh, excellent.
Week.
We've got monitoring headphones, and do they actually work?
Yeah.
I can actually hear
very,
myself.
very good.
Okay, great.
Hey.
That is nice. That is the sound of my voice. I am listening
That's the sound of River West.
to the sound of my voice. Listen with me, won't you, please, to the sound of my voice. That's good. No, that's great. I love these things. All right.
All right, TW, have a good one.
Absolutely. Spider Mike, take it easy. Take it any way you can get it.
I usually do.
That strikes me as a good bet. All right. So, anyhow, telling stories is kind of the enterprise of drama. And there we go. And I struggle with the concept and the task of telling stories. I am fixated somewhat, as it were, on the concept of truth, on the concept of absolute truth. It's the one metaphysical construct that I still hold some sort of reverence for. Perhaps it's not exactly the type of word post-Christian as I am, but somehow something in me yearns to pursue that absolute awareness of all things, a perception beyond human perception, a reality beyond observable reality, really get down to it and figure out whether or not Schrodinger's cat is alive or dead without looking in the box, as it were. And yet here we are at River West Film and Video, and I am surrounded by stories that people have told. They are abundant. They are thick on the shelves. Come in and rent them. I know what we can do. I know what might be kind of fun. We want to tell a story. I am going to select at random a DVD box from one of the shelves here at River West Film and Video, and I am going to make up the movie based loosely on the description on the box. I'm going to grab a movie that I have never seen, and judging solely from what's on the box, do an exercise in weaving a story unbound, as it were, from the anchor of critical accuracy, or good sense. All right, let's see what we can do. Movie I've never seen before. I have in my hands. In my hands, I have the DVD case of a film that I have never seen and cannot even tell you if it is any good or not. What we have here is Death Dimension. When East meets West, all hell breaks loose. And it's a kung fu movie. Jim Kelly's in it. Harold Oddjob Samata, that was the guy from the James Bond movie. George Lazenby, really? Yeah, George Lazenby. There's several James Bond alumnus in this thing. So, alright, Death Dimension. The Black Eliminator does wear a jumpsuit, man. You know, I'm gonna grab a different one if I were liable to get sued if I try to impersonate Jim Kelly. Hang on. Alright, this could actually be hilarious because I have never say anything. I've never seen the film. It's a film that everybody says that I should have seen at some juncture, but I haven't. I am familiar only with the image of John Cusack holding up a boombox and playing Peter Gabriel's "In Your Eyes." That's it. That's basically all I know of the film. But since we are doing radio drama, and the idea is to do this spontaneously and with as little knowledge or forethought as possible, going solely from the what I am able to ascertain on the DVD jacket itself, I am going to attempt to tell the story. In this charming, critically acclaimed tale of first love, Lloyd John Cusack, an eternal optimist, seeks to capture the heart of Diane, an unattainable high school beauty and straight-A student, played by Jane Skye. He surprises just about everyone, including himself, when she returns the sentiment. But Diane's over-possessive, divorced dad, played by John Mahoney, doesn't approve, and it's going to take more than just the power of love to conquer all. Color, 1989. Approximately 100 minutes. This is going to be significantly shorter. This apparently must be a film of warmth, insight, humor, and originality, and astonishingly, I've never seen it. Yeah, there's the image with the Chevrolet. Yeah, it's a classic film. Classic film. Okay. Come on, brain. Say anything. You can say anything you want now. You can say anything you want now. You can say anything you want now. I don't even know what these people sound like. This could be... Okay, here we go. Economy Superstar presents a radio adaptation of the John Cusack film Say Anything. With absolutely no knowledge of the actual structure or plot of the film itself, apart from what we can read on the jacket. And this is a film that you can, of course, rent here at River West Film and Video. It is a sun-streaked afternoon. We open on a high school football arena. This is a zone of gladiatorial combat, as it were, wherein human beings are forced into the roles that they shall carry forward into the business environment. This is where personalities are forged, and the hierarchy of Western society is crafted, not crafted as it were, but hewn from raw, human material. In the center of this football field stands our heroine, as it were. What is her name? Diane. Diane stands in the middle of the field. There is no audience. There's no one in the bleachers. She is completely alone. She is wearing white. Pure white. She stares at the empty bleachers and says, "I am a person of many talents. I am successful and bright and popular, and I am capable of many things. I am well liked by my peers, and I have tasted academic success. I am this type of person." The camera, this is not necessarily a camera, but follow me, as this is such as it were a televised radio play. We move from the scene of Diane embracing the fullness of her burgeoning self, and we travel up into the sky, over the empty bleachers, over the empty parking lot, and down the say dead end road that the school facility is on. It is a distance of about a quarter of a mile. And at the end of this quarter mile distance, there is that's probably a 76 or 77 Chevrolet Malibu, silver in color, reclining against the windshield of this 1977 or 1978 Chevrolet Malibu is a where to begin with Lloyd? How to taking these off, doing this without headphones. Lloyd Dobler. This is a countercultural figure. People seem to identify with him. He is the lovable loser, and what does the lovable loser do? A lovable loser stares into the sky and thinks. Does his brain operate? His brain would operate in the way that any normal human being's brain would operate. He would... This is the song of Lloyd Dobler. He is... I am disconnected. I am not a part of the whole. I am outside. I am defined by the outside. I am on the outside looking in. They are on the inside looking out. Do they see me? They might see me. Do I care? I might not care. This is acceptable to me. I am the lovable outsider. This is what he says to himself. And then he gets in his car. He gets in his Malibu, and he drives around. He looks at such as trees and rocks and things. Stops into a convenience store in the fashion of a normal human being. Purchases a soft drink. Perhaps a Coca-Cola product. Perhaps even the flagship Coca-Cola product, Coca-Cola itself. Lloyd Dobler drinks a Coca-Cola. He says to himself, I am imbued with Coca-Cola-ness. I have more of a feeling of oneness with American civilization. I am accepting of this Coca-Cola. It brings me closer to an understanding of the system in which I function. Cut back to our Diane, our shining, glimmering white, both in race and dress, Diane, now joined by a Greek chorus of football players. Their uniforms are silver and blue. Their helmets shine in the setting sun. And she is reciting, as it were, the internal monologue that I'm sure must run through everyone that has achieved the level of popularity that may or may not sustain them throughout this life. I'm guessing here. I never had this. I never was popular. I never was popular in high school. No. Look at me, she cries. I am you. You are me. I am the all thing, the one thing. We are what we are together, moving forward. If you stray from my archetype, I shall destroy you. I have the power. The Greek chorus, the footballers, they kick in. She has the power. We are powerless. We are enslaved by her machinations. We are beholden to conventional heteronormative standards of beauty. We shall be controlled. We shall be the controllers. We shall orchestrate this system that created us. We shall in turn sustain. Diane, our Diana, she is our symbol, our emblem. Dan Durst is walking by. Hey! Rabbi! That kid in the orange shirt that just walked by. Go get him. Okay, could you yell at him and just tell him to come back here? That's Dan Durst. Say, hey, Dan Durst. Tell him I'm here. He probably went in the fuel. All right. Okay, so Diana's on the football field, and the Greek chorus, the football players. You shouldn't say Greek chorus. They are what they are. You don't need to identify the trope that they are embodying. Diane, our Diana, they say. We shall follow you. Silence, she says. I tire of your adoration. I have become the embodiment of a system that I do not yet fully comprehend. Perhaps I need to pause. Perhaps I need to take a step back. Perhaps I need to wrap my arms around the totality of existence rather than just embodying one specific part, the upper part, the echelon. This is the moment, say, in Metropolis, gazing down from the tower. This is Diane's moment, wistfully gazing away. Does she see Lloyd? Does she see Lloyd far in the distance, miles away? Does she have preternatural vision that can identify him in that fragile moment of embracing a Coca-Cola, dangerously close to becoming an American boy, a real American boy? Just the American boyness of this. And Is that Steve Wetzel? Hey, Steve.
Hey, Mr. Hanson, how you doing?
Steve, you're gonna enjoy what I'm doing here. I try to do radio drama on Sunday nights, and
I want to come here and do radio drama with you.
I would love to. This is spontaneous tonight because this is the 4th week I've done it, and I have yet to be.
You get lousy food and lousy service.
All right, I haven't been able to get anything written. So what I've decided to do to get back in the mode of telling stories, because telling stories it doesn't come naturally to me because I'm so fixated on the actual truth of being, you know. No. I hate priests and I hate religion and I hate the concept of hegemonical truth, and yet somehow I'm convinced that there is a perception beyond human perception.
Out of a tortoise.
You know,
He's on?
they are. Yeah, that one's totally on.
That of a tortoise. He's interested in the perception of a tortoise.
All right. So what I've decided to do to get myself.
My level.
Let me tell you in a second here. All right. Go ahead. Try to speak into the microphone.
Check 1 2. Check with
That's
with T Hansen.
Yep, T.W. Hansen. That is acceptable. So what I've decided to do to get back into the mode of spontaneously telling stories, because we are a storytelling species. The nature of being a storytelling species, the actual truth of being a storytelling species, is how we've wound up with all of these religions, and it's how we've wound up in a video store that has thousands of stories that you can rent and watch.
True.
So what I've decided to do is, at more or less random, grab a DVD case off the shelf of a movie that I haven't seen.
Yes.
And then, hey, who is that?
James.
James. How's it going, man?
James.
Good. So yeah. So what I've done is I've grabbed a movie that I haven't seen, and admittedly I should have seen this. It's John Cusack and Say Anything.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen the film. All I know is at one point he holds up a boombox playing Peter Gabriel's In Your Eyes.
Yeah.
That is it. That and what's on the DVD cover. It's all I know of the film.
Oh no,
so
you
I am
should see Say Anything. You'd like it.
Oh, I know I would.
This it approaches the perception of a tortoise.
And towards that end, I am attempting to tell the story without actually ever having seen the story. So this is where we are.
Okay.
We have Diane, clad in white, standing in the center of a football field.
Here's the thing, though. I got to tell you a story myself. I am about to go meet someone.
All right.
And so that has the beginning and middle of end. I'm at the beginning of my journey to go meet someone,
All
so
right.
that means I have to
Look,
leave.
We need to get together on something.
We need to come. Next Sunday might not be the best, but I'll try and be here next Sunday. We can
All right.
we'll tell stories
Yeah,
for real.
All right. I would love to.
What
do this.
time do you come here?
It's Sunday nights, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m.
I'm serious. I want to try and get here.
And then I also do Thursday nights, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's the Economy Superstar Radio Hour, wherein I interview local area entrepreneurs on their entrepreneurial whatnots.
Okay, stories.
And
I'll
I still
be
have
here
to,
for stories Sunday night.
still have to work on. Got to work on the movie. There's a lot of stuff I got to do. I got some graphic design stuff I want to talk to you about. I need help.
And
I need help.
Tim, I'll tell you what.
movie,
One thing I haven't
life,
forgotten
things.
about.
Yeah.
We're gonna make music together.
We got to do that.
It's
too.
on my brain, big time.
All right. I bought more gear, and we're sort of setting up a larger studio space over on my duplex over on Holton.
I'm talking about stripping it down.
Stripping it down.
Yes.
Stripping it down. What it is and what it. By the way, I love that shirt, man. That jacket thing. Where the heck did you get a thing like that?
I got this in Thailand.
It has that sense of otherness about it. That stripe over the shoulder.
If I ever go back, Tim, I'm looking for a jacket for you.
I would appreciate it. I'm about a size 42, 44, roughly, in a jacket.
Sunday.
I'm a large man. Sunday. All right, Steve. You got my email. Please. Just tap me for. Just ask me to do something. Give me an assignment. Something. All right. So where were we? We were at the crux of the teenage everything. All right. We need scenes that flesh out the reality of this. Diane is in a classroom. She is front and center. She is, again, wearing white. Everyone around her is wearing yellow. They are several shades behind. In fact, it is sort of gradient. Everything is graded on a curve in the modern world, including modes of dress. So she is in white, and radiating out from her we have shades of beige, and then yellow, and then towards the edges orange, gradually darkening through reds and browns, and then to black on the very edge, the outside of periphery. The colors themselves are emblematic of the warm shades of basking in the light of America. And the teacher is there. He is thick of midsection, bespectacled, hair thinning, sweats a lot, mops his head. He is afraid. He is afraid of the future embodied by Diane, and he is faced with few choices. He must knuckle under to that social pecking order. Even the infrastructure of academia must knuckle under to that social pecking order, because it is a sacred and holy thing, the social pecking order. Trembling. Diane. I cannot escape the nature of your being. You have been crowned. Therefore, it is my solemn duty to confer upon you this A+, as an emblem of your beauty and your worth in American society. And she accepts it with dignity and pride, because this is where pride begins, and this is healthy and normal and fine. She takes her A+ and places it close to her chest and understands. Yes, I have played by the rules and I have won. I win, and I graciously accept these laurels bestowed upon me by the system in which I function. So Diane gets up, leaves this classroom environment, and the scenes shift. The walls are unfirm. They are not fixed in space. They expand. They move in odd angles, up and away. Everything moves up and away. When the self becomes an emblem, the exterior world moves in distance, and this is a trope of the film. This is an important thing of the film, through the way that the set pieces move around the characters. She wanders through these academic hallways, through these manufactured landscapes, terrazzo floors, lockers painted school colors, silver and blue, always silver and blue. Remember, your team, they are silver and blue. The guys in red, and the guys in green, and the guys in orange and black, they are your enemies. They are your enemies. And it is the silver and the blue that shall win. And when they win, you are a winner because you belong to the winners. Lloyd is still in the convenience store. He is contemplating the notion of winners, the winners and the losers in society. He is holding his Coca-Cola. He is embracing its high fructose corn syrup as it courses through his veins, twisting him, turning him. Something stirs inside him. He thinks, how can I do this? How can I cotton on? Where do I gain a grip on this moving, rustling beast that is the ascendant generation as it enters the workplace, as it enters the popular culture, as its tastes and tropes become the tastes and tropes of America, recycled in part from the tastes and tropes that came before. Manufactured. Can I manufacture? He thinks. Should I manufacture? Should I become a part of the process? Should I develop my own processes? Should I live in a world devoid of process or order or structure? Shall I continue to just drive around and look at convenience stores and think about their contents and brightly colored wrappings and of advertising and be advertised to, and yet somehow inure myself against it, steal my nerves? I am Lloyd Dobler. I am myself. I am a self apart from the great self, the American self. The American self is a homogeneous self. It is a self that condemns the outside. It is a self that demands conformity. It is a self that destroys the individual self. No. No, I am not that self. I am my own self. Throws his Coca-Cola on the ground. He's really gone for it. It was a glass bottle. If you're going to go for a Coca-Cola, go for the glass bottle. Go for the... I mean, I guess that would be the Mexican Coke now. Even the Mexican Coke is more American than the American Coke, because the Mexican Coke harkens back to the original American Coke. Well, not the original American Coke. The original American Coke had cocaine, hence the name. Good job. But he throws it on the ground and it smashes, and he has made his break. He has made his bed. He's going to sleep in it. So be it. So be it perhaps a world unproductive, a world devoid of ambition. But it is the platform of the observer. Lloyd Dobler becomes the unmoved mover, a force unto himself. He is imbued with a sense of purpose in this. This guides him and steers him. He gets back in his Malibu and he drives around. He says, I see a McDonald's. I am superior to that McDonald's. He sees a Chevrolet dealership, which in 1989 they would have had a line of brand new Corsicas out front. He says, I am superior to those Chevy Corsicas. He continues his drive. Someone's doing mine here in the studio. That's very nice. I am superior to that McDonald's. I am superior to those Chevy Corsicas. I am superior to that Walmart, that Kmart, that Target, that Shopko. I have what I need. I need what I have. I have intrinsic balance. None of this is true. Confidence and stability in yourself, these are of course lies, but these are the lies that we tell ourselves in order to like who we are. Everyone tells themselves lies to like who they are. I know a man that tells himself, yes, I need no one. I want to, well, no, I need no one. I want people. I can want people, but I can choose to not want people. I am dependent on no one except myself. I'm a rock, I am an island, etc., etc. It doesn't wash. Devoid of empathy. I know people that rely too heavily on empathy. I know people that take upon themselves the nature of pariah. That think by feeling bad for all of the suffering in the world, that somehow accomplishes something? That somehow changes the nature of a world full of suffering? No. No, it never does. Hi, Brianna. Nice hat. But the nature of suffering does not change, and it will not change, regardless of how bad you feel about it. Pain is a fact of this life, and there is a hierarchy in the animal kingdom. There is. The suffering of a human being must be of greater value to a human being than the suffering of any other living thing. That's the last thread of togetherness we have. We are Cheerios, the last 5 or 6 Cheerios in a bowl. And surface tension will cling us together, and there's always tension at the surface. Sometimes that tension goes even deeper. All of these are... This is the battle going on in Lloyd's mind. He's not paying attention to life. He's not paying attention to actuality. He's paying attention to perception. All of us pay attention to perception. We can't pay attention to actuality. The actuality of things is beyond our perception. We shouldn't even pay attention to that. Pay no attention to actuality. Pay no attention to perception of actuality. Pay attention to relative realities. Pay attention to who you are to the people around you. You might not like them. You might have to be things that you don't like in order to get people that you don't like to like you enough to let you do things that you want to do. Oh. And that's why people wind up working in shoe factories, making shoes. Although not so much in this country, because American labor is incredibly expensive. The Malibu is an expansion of space. Rather than moving from place to place, it stays in one fixed space in the universe, and everything moves around it. Inside that space, the self of Lloyd Dobler is safe. Absolutely safe. There in his car, he feels safest of all. He can lock all his doors. It's the only way to live in cars. And this is good. He has shielded himself. He's made himself immune from all of this. And then Diane throws a brick through his windshield and says, "Conform, join us, validate me by becoming me. I reach out to you." He says, "No." She says, "What?" He says, "Come with me. I'll show you." She is shocked. She doesn't know what to do. That in itself is a thrill, because just getting to a point where you don't know what to do. Who the hell's calling me? Alright, Fox, what's up? How can I help you?
Hey, Tim. I'm over here, and I'm looking at the yellow paint in the main front room here.
Yeah?
And I put a patch of what I had left of that butter color on here.
Yeah?
And really, you know, I think the bicycle yellow will work. It would be 1 coat of the bicycle yellow versus 2 cans of the fucking other paint. It's going to take 2 coats from what I've attempted here. I painted approximately by the wood. You can take a look at it for yourself. But I think in this little side room, we can forgo the paint in there. Like, the ceiling's painted, all I gotta do is paint that up or trim. If we did for the bicycle yellow in the front room here, that would be 1 can of paint.
Oh man, no, I've made up my mind. We're gonna do the we're gonna do the melted butter in there. We're in this far. I as soon as I'm done here in 10 minutes, I'm gonna jump in my car and drive on up to Home Depot and get you 2 more cans of melted butter. Do we need anything else?
So we've got 2 cans of the creamy white for this semi-gloss trim. We now have 2 cans of the green. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I think we'll do it there, and I believe the flat paint we have is enough to finish off the rest of the ceiling with the same bucket.
All right.
So yeah, I think we're good. Basically, if we get 2 gallons of paint up in this front room, then we got enough to finish it off and pull the tape.
All right, I'll go get. I'm gonna go get the paint. In like 10 minutes. I'll have the paint to you in about 20. 30.
Alright, that sounds good. Sounds like good.
Alrighty. $65
Alright, so yeah,
mistakes.
this
Okay.
foyer room, I'm thinking maybe just leave it be. Start to get sick of painting. As far as, I don't know. Or paint it later, but we don't need any paint for it right now.
It doesn't necessarily need it, and a lot of it didn't necessarily
I'm
need
more
it.
interested in moving on to the rest of the house than trying to do all this small, tedious shit.
Alright.
I'm gonna get onto the ceilings in the kitchen and the main room and start moving shit out of the main room into the rooms that are finished.
Totally understandable. Alright, I'm gonna finish up here, and I'm going to get back to you in like 10 minutes. Alright, man.
Sounds like a plan.
Alrighty. Alright, bye.
Alright.
I'm renovating a house right now. That's what that's all about. So, alright, where were we? Yes, Diane has just confronted the otherness of Lloyd, demanding that he conform. He is refused. She is enticed by his refusal to conform. He is now the dangerous other thing. There's the everything, there's the all thing, but apart from the all thing, there is the other thing. Lloyd is the other thing. And she is going to go for that other thing. And she loses what she had in this world. She is no longer exalted. She is no longer in the white dress. She is in the brown dress. She is in the olive green dress. She is towards the darker edges of the spectrum. The limelight has moved away from her. She is now at the periphery. She has joined this individual apart from the masses on the periphery. She is embracing the nature of being peripheral. This does not sit well with her father. To her father, she represents a significant investment. Children are an investment, you know. It takes about $280,000 to raise a child from birth to the age of 18, and this is why I am very staunchly pro-abortion. Abortion's a good thing. If you're pregnant and you're really not feeling it, please, just get it taken care of. You'll be happier. And America will be happier. There is no beauty in bringing children into this world that you don't really want to bring into this world. I mean, if you want to be involved and you want to be actively pursuing parenting, by all means, go for it. But if it ain't your bag, you get a shot of the old DNC. You know what I'm saying? All right. So Diane's father. He's rigid. He is stiff. He is firmly inside the box that society placed him in, and his box took him places, and it did things for him. His box got larger and larger to a point. It became fancier and more lushly furnished. This box that he is in, this box that he is chained to, this box that he will be paying off until his 60s, his box, his wonderful, charismatic, all-consuming box. This is me. This is who I am. I'm in my box. You're in your box. Look at us in our boxes. We've made it. The people that don't have boxes of their own, there's something wrong with them. They're not real. They're outside. They are different. They are the other. They must be shunned. They must be punished for their insolence. Lloyd is ripe for punishment. How dare he challenge the status quo that nurtures us and feeds us and gives us this fine, magnificent teat at which to suckle. Please go away. Please don't raise suspicion. Please don't be anything that we don't like. Rebellion takes hold in Diana's heart. But it must be squashed. It must be chained. It must be locked up. Can't escape. Bad news. Bad must think of you in terms of everyone, in terms of everything, in terms of the all thing. Your place has been prepared for you to A and B and C and X and Y and Z, and there you are. You will be fulfilled in the nature that we have defined fulfillment. Join us, you have no choice. The father locks the door. Rapunzel, the tower, Rapunzel, etc. And this is where the Peter Gabriel thing comes in. And he holds up the boombox and he said, and it's like, in your eyes, the light, the heat. In your eyes, I am complete. I want to touch the light, the heat I feel in your eyes. That is it. That is love. Love is redeeming. Love is an escape. Love is an opportunity, a chance to say, you know what? The hegemonical bullshit is hegemonical bullshit. We can be fine without it. We will rise together. Breaks the window, throws the boombox through the window. That's a theme. Brick goes through the windshield, boombox goes through the window, through the broken glass. She escapes, and the two of them jump in the Malibu, and the Malibu energizes into immaterial space. And Lloyd and Jane are still with us. They are with us in the ether, in the atmosphere. They are spread out throughout us. An underlying current throughout the in between the noise of all of the normative signals that we receive as human beings. There are those wild streaks when you look at a television screen. And nobody gets this now, because when there's no reception, you no longer get snow, you get blue. You get just a scene of blue. I swear to God, Derek Jarman can sue the manufacturers of televisions now because they totally stole his deal with the blue. But back in my day, back in 1989, when Say Anything was made, you would have had snow on a TV. There was snow. Black and white, fuzz. And if you look closely at that fuzz, you will see a dot of red, a dot of yellow, a dot of blue, green. Red, green, and blue is what you'd see, actually. Red, green, and blue are just those streaks. And those dashes of red and green and blue, those are Lloyd and Diane. And there you have it. Say Anything. Radio adaptation by your friends at Economy Superstar. I am T.W. Hansen. You have been listening to the Sunday Night Radio Drama Hour. Tonight I tried an experiment wherein I grabbed a movie that I have not seen at random off of a shelf here at River West Film and Video, 824 East Center Street in the beautiful River West, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Tonight the film that I adapted is the John Cusack film Say Anything, which astonishingly I have never seen. And now that I've adapted it for radio, you need never see it. The story is very simple. Two creatures defy convention and evaporate into the ether where they are free to be their natural selves. It was good. I can dig it. I am T.W. Hansen. I gotta run to Home Depot and buy some goddamn paint. We are sniggling up on the 9 o'clock hour. Hey, is there anybody on after me? No. Okay, doke. Well, I gotta run to Home Depot before they close, and it's like the end of my hour, so. Alright. I love you, and you love me. And we're a happy family. Good night, everybody.